Now we're streaming live to Twitch.
Wait, we're doing that?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but like using CPU rendering, so I don't know how good it's gonna be. It might suck.
It's true. I can't comment yet.
It's kind of like not my fault.
When you think about it, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't convince me otherwise.
And you may not know the circumstances behind it, but you really got to think about it in order to not blame Mike here. You know,
Yeah,
it's just
you got to do some intense mental gymnastics to end at a conclusion where I don't get blamed.
that's right. But we believe in you, and we think you can do it
Okay.
because you're smart. You listen to Game Crimes. You're learning all about the Game Boy Advance. There's nobody in this fucking chat.
I know. I That's the thing. I was just about to say that I love all of our opening banter, like right when the stream goes live, because there's nobody there to hear it.
Oh no, fuck it. It's an empty room. We might as well just start out playing like a tape full of fart noises.
Can we do that?
Can we? You,
Maybe.
I like you looked around like you have one. like, like, oh yeah, I left that shit on top of the speakers.
Is
Whatever.
that is that what you want?
We're here for the sickos tonight. Actually, we've got people in the chat. You know, this is happening. We maybe can't get away with this.
Sendranav knows nothing about the Game Boy Advance.
Wow.
Where do we even start?
It's
Do you start
small.
with the game, the boy, or the advance? You don't start with the advance, otherwise it's gonna be confusing. It's like, what are we even advancing? You have
That's
no
true.
knowledge of the game or the boy.
But how can you consider the boy without the context of the game? It's like you can't. To understand it requires you to understand all three separately and together at the same time.
Is it a chicken and egg scenario? Does the boy come first or the game?
I don't know if I've ever realized this, but actually picking up a Game Boy is an impossible conundrum that cannot be solved.
Don't clip me saying does the boy come first. I see some of you thinking about that. Don't. No. I have a day job to keep.
This might be one of those situations where you're more like suggesting things to happen more than identifying a trend.
Are we sure?
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, did I goof?
Sendernath says, clip?
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Did I do that?
It's a good thing you're wearing a collared shirt. You can do the
Yeah.
where you pull it all the... Ooh.
I have to go get a new shirt because I ripped this collar.
I had so many questionable decisions. I just pulled that shit right off the frame.
What are we playing tonight?
We are playing Drill Dozer for the Game Boy Advance. This is a viewer request, although to be frank, I don't remember who requested it. We've got some folks in the chat who are talking. They want to learn about the Game Boy. They want to know about it. Okay, let's do it.
I should tweet.
You should tweet. So this game, Drill Dozer, came out for the Game Boy Advance. The reason why it's, I think, an interesting footnote in game history is that it's made by Game Freak, the development team behind Pokemon. And if you're unaware, they basically keep the development team in Pokemon on like some sort of gulag situation where they're forced to come up with 17 new types of sparrows every week. And they don't really get to make games that aren't Pokemon anymore. So this is an interesting game that has a lot of the character and a lot of the, what I would describe as programming chops, presentation chops on this smaller screen. But it's unique because you don't get to see this from Game Freak. I think it was this, and then the next game they made was for like the 3DS Harmonite. Otherwise, it's Pokemon all the way down. It's like a rhythm platformer. It's okay. But I wouldn't consider it to be like amazing or anything.
So I kind of
there are other games
tutorial already because this is actually our second time playing Drill Dozer.
It's true. Jaime says, tell him the Micro was the original Advance. Jaime's trying to convince me to lie to you. And I will.
We can kind of poke out. Um,
Yeah, you can look around. There's left, right, down, and up.
oh, I forgot to shift.
Kill these clowns. Yeah, get them. So the Game Boy Advance basically follow up to the Game Boy Color, not the Game Boy, and it's essentially a souped-up Game Boy Color. It's slightly worse specs than a Super Nintendo, so you ended up with a lot of SNES and Genesis ports, all of varying quality. The first Game Boy Advance is significant because I think it's the last handheld made without a backlit screen, and boy, is that thing hard to use unless you do something with that screen.
Which
Did
one?
you ever have the first run, the horizontal one without the backlight?
I did, yeah. Well, so I had one, but also I've had a lot of them. But I had a buddy who had one at launch, and he had Circle of the Moon, and it was very bad.
Yeah, the screen was so poorly backlit that there were a couple of launch titles, including Castlevania, that I would consider to be like largely unplayable unless you're sitting inside a tanning bed.
Yeah, and what's weird about those is like later Castlevania games, like Harmony of Dissonance, they added an outline around the characters to combat that, and it's in the later releases. It's not. They don't remove it, even though there's ROM hacks out there that remove that, and the game looks a million times better, in my opinion.
Also, like the third one, Aria of Sorrow, is very like white and blue. It's all very light colors. I think it's snow based.
Right.
So it's an interesting dynamic because Circle of the Moon is like the closest we ever got to a real Symphony of the Night sequel, in terms of play mechanics and castle layout and stuff. There were also two more Game Boy Advances. There was the clamshell one that flipped up. I don't remember what that's called, the second model. And then the Game Boy Micro, which is amazing if you have tiny hands and awful if you're me. They're very small.
I finally got a hold of a Game Boy Micro. It was on my bucket list for a long time, and I will not use it.
The screen is really nice. It's a beautiful design. The form factor is great. But my hands are big, I guess. Big enough that that's uncomfortable for me. So.
I don't know that I would even say the screen is nice so much as it's small.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You can make it look super sharp if it's small enough.
Yeah, everything does look sharper when it's small. That's true.
Have you ever seen Gurren Lagann? It's a
Yes.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
I've been watching that and then going back and playing this after watching it. This is like giving me those vibes.
That's right. Mid 2000s multicolor pastel hell.
I just got past the past the midpoint of that first season, and it started out really fun, and then it turns into a bit of a bummer.
It gets to be a huge bummer by the end. I think it's really good, but yeah, it's a fucking bummer.
Yeah, it's good, but it's like it was a super silly thing, like, early on, and then they're just like, surprise.
It really is like a great example of like anime plot scale, where it's like you start with, hey, I wonder if the sky is real. Then the end is like, we have to kill God. We have to do it.
I got into it because I was watching a video that was like a size comparison of like different mechs. And like, of course, like it gets like, once it gets to a mech bigger than the known universe, I'm obviously going to look up the anime that it came from.
Oh, that's like another conundrum. It's like, if there was a mech bigger than the universe, who could pilot it? Whoa.
Wow. Could
Yeah.
God make a mech so big even he couldn't pilot it?
Get in the Eva, God.
Questions I ask my anime pastor.
Pastor. Oh, Mike, I hate that. Going to confession and talking about watching the wrong subs.
So in case you're kind of missing what's happening here, I've got like a drill button, and then it charges up in power, and then I can hit the button again once it gets up to that gear to shift into the next gear, and then I get a little bit more power. It lasts a little longer.
You can use the drill for things, so like you're carving into the walls here, but you're also can attach to things like those sliding elevators, or use it to solve puzzles. It's a pretty I know there's a lot of variety in this one.
Cinderan says, "Oh yes, I watched that mech size video recently." Yeah, if you haven't seen that anime, it's pretty good.
Believe in the Christ who believes in you, says Prancer X. That's right. Anime Christ. Ooh, D. Martin says, Mike might be hard to hear compared to me.
Good. Yeah, hold on. Wait,
Talking, testing, talking.
let me turn. I guess I'm cranked up all the way, so I guess I'd have to turn you down. So I'll do that.
You sound pretty good to me, like through the Discord, but
Yeah. So I turned you down a bit. The rest of y'all can just turn it all up.
wow.
Save, because I forgot to do that last time. Oh, my GameCube MemCard Pro shipped.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
That thing's spicy. PS2 MemCard Pro, come on.
Yeah, seriously, they do need to do that.
Sendernath says he sounds quiet because he's way less drunk this week.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Last week we had a very sober game of Snap.
Did you see they nerfed Zabu? Did I screech at you about that yet?
They not only nerfed Zabu, they also nerfed Silver Surfer.
What did they do to Silver Surfer? I haven't noticed that yet.
Let me check. Silver Surfer 3-2 on reveal. Give your other 3 cost cards +2 power. Didn't they used to give +3?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah. Apparently, they they nerfed it specifically because of their interaction with Zabu. So you can feel proud in being a card game degenerate.
I never used him with Zabu. Why would I?
You've used them in a deck we played last week.
With Zabu?
Pretty sure.
Zabu combo? I don't think so.
It might have been someone else.
Yeah, maybe that was the game with Tim.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Well, no, I don't think so. Tim played a very no-nonsense deck.
I mean, I could see that, I could see that being an issue if Zabu did the -1. No, because it goes off the card's original cost. I think.
Huh.
So it's hard to tell. Sometimes I feel like Snap has got some of the most inconsistent rules. I don't know what all these chips I'm getting her for, but
Basically, you can spend them at a store or spend them as continues. So it's like 60 chips to continue if you die. I like how once you get that thing revved up, you can really just like carve through everything.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, what's the drawback?
It's hard when you're fighting because like maneuvering is slowed down.
I'll never maneuver.
It's just not my thing, okay?
I don't get paid to maneuver.
Go into a job interview and you're like, "Oh, you want me walking? That's gonna be another 10 grand."
Oh my god, I discarded. I like played like next to no cards in a discard game that I had, and then I drew Modoc, and I was like, let's just fucking discard like 6 cards, with Modoc, and then I drew Hela.
That's dirty,
I had a
brother.
nearly empty playfield. They snapped. I was just like, this feels good, and then everything came back.
That is about as nasty an ending as you can imagine. God damn,
For
dude.
sure.
So how's this feeling? Like jumping movement wise.
It's feeling pretty good. Like I don't feel threatened
Mm.
at all. Like I'm sure at some point I'll have to worry about getting cut up, but for right now,
I do feel like this one is a little more puzzly than like hardcore action game, but the boss fights are pretty good.
yeah, we'll see.
You gotta wait till his nose hole opens up.
This says you.
The animation is really nice.
Yeah, no, I like it.
The expression on that little guy's face was A plus.
It does get a little muddled with that gear animation though, because it covers up the
You
screen a
know,
little
that's
bit.
true. That's true. It is like a really impressive UI, but it does get in the way of things. Prancer X says, I just noticed the robot's got a little Randosero on its back. Just like a backpack folder kind of thing. Door opening action.
Why do I need to shut the door? Oh, I see.
Politeness.
Yeah.
Are you born in a barn, Michael?
Be kind, rewind.
That's a lot of people don't know. You actually had to rewind VHS tapes by hand crank.
Were there any VHS tapes that supported surround?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna have to start hunting those down.
You're
I
are you
probably
back
have
on
a
the
bunch of
VHS
them
tape?
already. Well, no, it's just now that I've got like the audio set up, it's might as well see if I can.
Do you want to talk about your audio setup while we're just sitting here chilling?
Yeah, sure, a bit. I was playing Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door and getting taunted by a Dolby Pro Logic 2 splash screen. If you're not familiar with like Dolby Pro Logic, it's a way for two audio wires, which there's 2 wires coming out of the GameCube for audio, to split that stuff into 5.1 surround. It's not going to be as robust as like a dedicated 5.1 surround system, but the basic gist of it is it does it by like inverting the phase of the 2 channels of audio so that it can send them down the same cable. And then
Interesting.
you just have to have a receiver that can decode that, and it can give you surround sound. That was the first thing I hunted for. I found the coolest 80-year-old man I've ever met. Who like I got to his house. He had like, Junior, have I told you about this guy?
I don't think so.
Oh, he had like one of those like aggressively 70s houses. So it's like we're talking like oh, what do you call it? Like not a single right angle in the house. He had one of those.
Oh wow, okay.
One of those like atriums in the center of the house where it's just like a hole cut out of the center of the house for birds to sit and stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he just had speakers and amps like everywhere around his house. And he's like, yeah, I just try and break even on this stuff. People find stuff in their barn, and then I get it working, and it's just a hobby.
It's like a vision of another life.
It's like a vision of my future. It's honestly what it is. I'm going down that road.
I was gonna say like, oh, that would be me if I never got married. I can blame my wife for keeping me out of the speaker vault.
He got a he got a like a vacuum tube like amplifier barn find. He's like, yeah, guy put it in. He said he's got all this stuff. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. He put it in my car. I saw what it was. I said, holy shit. And the dude is, once again, 80 years old.
This guy is sick as hell.
Yeah, he's so cool. So I found that, and then I went to looking for started looking for speakers, and it's specifically to use with this CRT. So the issue I found, like, I grabbed like a nice pair of like Sony like Core bookshelf speakers, but they had to be greater than 3 feet away from my CRT to not cause discoloration.
Oh, that's right, because there are issues with speakers causing interference with CRTs.
Yeah, because they're magnets.
Right.
And so you can get them close. You get them close, and they cause huge issues. Subwoofers, I guess, are particularly offensive.
That makes sense.
So that meant searching for magnetically shielded speakers, which they don't make anymore because they don't make CRTs anymore. That was the only reason to make them. You can get them like in some like high end brand, probably because they have snake oil salesman people into believing that it like has better audio quality or something like that. But
keep in mind, high end speakers means like $3 to $5 grand.
Yeah,
not like 100 grand. You're talking stupid like car note money.
Yeah, carny money. And so I said, yeah.
Carney.
So I ended up finding a full 5.1 set. So like 4 satellites, and a center channel and a subwoofer. It's a subwoofer down there. I found it on eBay, like nobody bidding on it, and I got it shipped for $80.
Ooh, that sounds
so
nice.
80 for the receiver, 80 for the set of speakers, and I got a surround setup for around $160, not including like buying speaker wire and banana plugs and stuff. So I had another like $50 for getting all that stuff ready to go.
Well, and the nice thing about old audio stuff too is it's super easy to set up. I mean, it is pretty no brain required.
And I have no brain. So what happened was that I hooked up my GameCube, and it's Rogue Squadron 3 has a sound test where like a TIE fighter flies around the flies. It's supposed to be flying around you in a circle. So every so often it'll fly past the screen, and then you hear it fly around you, and then it flies past the screen again. And I noticed it was backwards. And I was like, oh shit, I hooked up all my speakers backwards. So I pulled this heavy ass TV out. I went behind, I redid all the speaker wires, and I was like, okay, we're good. And then I played Super Turrican, and all of the audio was backwards. Because the GameCube was hooked up backwards, not my speakers. I'm just a dumbass. So now I get to pull it all back out. I haven't fixed it yet, but I get to pull it all back out and put it back to normal. But like, at any rate, the audio is like there's actually super convincing surround sound in Super Nintendo games, which I didn't realize.
Huh?
I tried Super Turrican 2 just because, a game that I haven't played much, just because it was on a list of like the best implementations of it. And I can see that. It's absolutely worth trying out. A lot of like even newer receivers can still, as long as they have the analog inputs, they can decode Dolby Pro Logic 2. So if you have any of that old hardware and you have a surround sound set up, I would absolutely recommend hooking it up and setting up that configuration.
I would say definitely with some of those older systems, especially the SNES, but PlayStation as well, Saturn. Hooking those things up to analog speakers does wonderful things to the sound. SNES stuff in particular to me sounds a little muted and tinny over a television, but because the SNES audio setup is basically a bunch of electronic samples from a sampling kit, a previously existing sampling kit, it sounds wonderful when filtered through a nice pair of speakers.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And anytime you have CD quality audio, also a big plus. Genesis sounds okay through a speaker system. It's a little sounds a little Atari Teenage Riot. Let's just say a little like too much television static to be super pleasurable.
Have you played much Jurassic Park 2: The Chaos Continues on Super
I have
Nintendo?
not. I have not.
That
But you know
game.
what? I own the first one.
Yeah, the first one's like the top-down one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one was like one of those like side-scrolling, like intentionally hard so you can't beat it in a rental period, like that style thing. Um, but the music I always thought was like really good. Like it sounds near to like CD quality in some cases, and that game supports it. Supports surround sound.
Yeah,
So I haven't tried that one yet, but that's on my radar. I was
that
pretty
sounds
excited
sick.
about that.
I'm gonna run back and check through the chat right quick because we've been chilling. I remember my uncle had a dedicated rewinder machine for his pirated VHS tapes. That's from D. Martin. We had one of those, but I guess both a rewinder machine and several pirated VHS tapes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I've seen those for sure.
did you have like a pile of bootleg VHSs at home or no?
Um, I had a
Just
copy of I had a copy of it's a tape that I got from a friend that was a Beavis and Butthead Do America recorded off TV. Partway through, it has 15 seconds of Casper the Friendly Ghost, and then it cuts back to Beavis and Butthead. And then at the end, which I noticed watching with my family, if you don't skip, if you don't like stop at the credits and you let it go too far, you get HBO's Real Sex.
hell yeah.
Yeah. So
That's the most '90s thing I've ever heard. HBO's Real Sex, by the way, super funny show to watch, especially now, like in modern context, because it's literally like it's like these HBO hyper dramatic documentary people talking about stuff you can see on the internet on accident these days. So it's like there could be an entire episode that's like, we're going to get into the wild world of people who are into feet. And meanwhile, you go to Twitter and there's literally people who run accounts that are like, I can identify this anime girl via feet. It's such a different world. It's hilarious. Jaime said it was like man on the street stuff about sex. Yes, it had that, and it also did some it did some like follow around documentary stuff. I remember watching one where it was like a swingers organization,
uh-huh.
and I remember thinking like they're all gonna get ticks. Like this is rural Kentucky, and they were like they're like at like a whitewater rafting resort, and it was just like, yeah, we like to get naked here, and I'm like, what? That's the most pointy and disease-ridden place you can imagine is the water. Like a stream is filled with growth shit.
I have a vivid memory of a stripper just dragging his hog across the stage, like on his belly, pushing himself feet first, and dragging his hog across the stage, and me just being like, "This dude is gonna get splinters." Like how is this not the most painful thing in the world? And like, how is it attractive to anybody? Like, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but like there was nothing wrong with the penis. It's what was being done with it that I take issues with.
Are you saying that like it was a low quality floor and you were worried for him?
It did not look like it had been polished or, maintained. Um I mean, it was a state. Imagine like a mid-range strip club stage.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, it'd probably be fine, but who knows?
Uh-huh.
I think if you're doing something like that, you would want a bowling alley style setup at the very least. Prancer X in the chat says, these freaks do mouth stuff. That is every episode of Real Sex ever made, and there's like 200 of them.
What did I miss here?
So there's a double jump. There's 2 drill buttons, right? L and R.
Uh-huh.
So if you get on the side of the cube and you start drilling with one button, and you'll be like stuck in the cube, then hit the other button to jump.
That's sick.
And if you gear it up to the different stages, then you get further distances. I cannot keep up with the chat. This is awesome. Sendernath said an Eichler house. Is that what they're called? The one with no 90-degree angles? I think that's what they're called.
I could not tell you.
Let's see. D. Martin G says Mike time traveled as a kid and then met himself. That's basically what happened when you watched.
It's absolutely what it felt like.
Prancer X says hi-fi audio is a wonderful con. That's facts. A decent receiver and some speakers are good. You don't really need much more than that. Sendernath, everyone I knew as a kid who had surround sound also had a Laserdisc player and a huge rear projection TV. Oh man,
Laserdisc player so bad.
I know, me too. It used to be rich people, now it's all like weird, like internet damaged psychotics who are all searching for Laserdiscs, and they're all expensive now.
The discs aren't though. You can get like cheap Laserdiscs still.
The cheap ones, yes, but not like the good ones. Like if you've got stuff that's...
Are you saying Twins is not a good one?
You can search down some of the anime. There was some anime released on Laserdisc, dubbed and subbed, that really wasn't released anywhere else, and those can cost you some hot fucking dollars. Same thing for like the Criterion style stuff. Sendernath says, I used to love Atari Teenage Riot. That's correct. Farm Guy Steve, have we done Beautiful Joe yet? No, we have not.
We haven't.
No, it's a fun game. Prancer X says, stage names for Mike remembered... I can't even get through that sentence. Stage names for Mike's remembered stripper. Master Splinter. Punished Snake.
Jesus.
Oh, so good. We need to like send Prancer X a gift card. And Josh Atil says, so I joined in an interesting time, huh? Yeah, I mean, it's not going to get better. Sorry.
But it will get worse.
Pretty much guaranteed. Take the quality we have now, add technical difficulties. That's the Game Crimes formula. Friendly cut up. Josh Atil says, I love it, never change. Great, we've got Hog Chat. All for the rest of the stream. Did you ever watch Red Shoe Diaries? Because that was like the other one that was like real sex, but it was way cornier. The premise was like, it was horny people talking to their cab driver, and their cab driver was like, tell me more stories. Ugh. Yeah, it was horrid. But it was also absolutely beautiful because there were like 200 episodes of it, and all of them were just like so banal. So like the most boring sex you could imagine.
I never thought it would happen to me.
B. Martin G says, I didn't know I needed to see a stripper drag his hog on a broken, messed up floor, but here we are. See, real sex can be educational.
I will tell you that, like, we did look for that tape specifically for the Beavis and Butthead. It wasn't Do America on that one. It was actually... it might have been Do America and then also episodes of the show.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but, like, for one reason or another, we were looking for that tape. And it wasn't to see the hog on the wooden floor because, like, as June said, you can see that on accident on the internet now.
It's true.
But, yeah, that
Sendernath
is gone.
RIP to a real one. We'll just have to get every episode of Real Sex. Every single one.
And then what do we call the podcast about that? Sex crimes?
No, God, no. Or we do call it that, but it's specifically about how to build a media server filled with only that show. We just become like, we lean into being like one of those weird YouTube lost media people, and we're like, there are 10 episodes of real sex missing. There's this one episode about, having sex while clothed. Crazy stuff. Oh no! You're gonna have to redo all that again, because that needs a big double jump. Game Crimes SPU, Special Porn Unit.
There we go.
That's when we just play hentai games, but you can't really do that on stream.
Yeah.
No Fawcett Amore for y'all. Which is basically Castlevania, but is also hentai. And it's on the TurboGrafx.
What do they think of next?
I don't know. Contra with hentai?
Oh, yeah.
That's what M2 is working on, a new porn collection, I guess. That's a joke, M2. We love you and respect you.
Yeah, M2 is going to stop watching.
I know. Maybe they stopped by just to see us talk about Dynamite Cop 1 week, and they're like, there's a lot of trenchant insight here, and then they get to the hog conversation. We realize we're disrespecting them. We got to stay on the level. What's that?
Love me some Dynamite Cop, though.
Dude, that game is so good, though. D. Martin G says, would playing Leisure Suit Larry games count for a sex crime stream? I guess. I mean, there is weird sexuality and enough to, I think, be a problem on Twitch in those games. But they're also an extremely Playboy uncle kind of jokes.
Yeah.
The uncle who would own Playboys, and for some reason you'd know about that. That's what I'm talking about.
He never shut up about it.
Or even if he didn't, he would put it out on his table like it wasn't a big deal, and you're like, what are you doing? Oh, I didn't mean to... That kind of thing. I might be speaking from experience here. Why did we know about our uncle's Playboys? It wasn't by choice. They were found or discovered. Sometimes on bookshelves, sometimes on coffee tables. Joshua Teal says, the uncle who would make comments like, one day these will be yours.
God, generational porn is the most upsetting thing to me.
Can you think of anything more upsetting than your uncle leaving you porn in their will?
my father jacked off to this, and his father before him.
Handing down Tijuana Bibles. and photos of women painted on airplanes.
Jesus. We already fought one of these.
Yeah, but now you gotta fight two.
It only looks like one. How did you know?
Comments are popping off. Sendernath says, stepdad's hustlers for me. I'm messed up. Yeah, that makes sense. D. Martin G said, most of us want the porn stash to be burned, but those uncles want to... You gotta do the jump back and forth. Most of us want the porn stash to be burned, but those uncles want to pass it to the next generation. That's true. There is going to be, at one point in time, the last person who wrote a porn magazine.
That's one of those, one day without knowing it, you'll pick up your child for the last time. It's so beautiful.
Prancer X says, son, it is time for you to take custody of the ancestral tribute jar. It's a very upsetting sentence. I think if there's one thing I could take from real life, or from video games and bring into real life, it's people turning bright red when they get pissed off.
Yeah, and
It would,
stomping real loud.
and there's like steam coming off. It would make everything so much easier.
I think I'd make swords real.
Just like finally someone's gonna bring this idea to fruition. We've seen 1,000 games with swords, but no one that has the courage to make a real sword in real life.
Yeah, give me third gear.
Third gear is where the magic happens, baby. These cutscenes are like very high effort for a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, off we go. Climb some stairs. Hell yeah. Yeah, they
Okay,
give
this
me
part
that
of the
third gear and they're just like, okay, now go.
yeah, just go pop off somewhere. Oh no! So, Mike, let's go through the other Game Freak games and see how many of these you actually played.
Okay.
Mendel Palace for the NES.
Oh my god, Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel's Palace.
I feel like I've played that only because I vividly remember making the Howie Mandel joke.
I think we may have played it for like 10 minutes on stream at some point in time.
Yes, I believe we did.
It's a puzzle game where you slide the floor up and down, and you can like slide monsters off the floor. You have to make all the floor tiles match. I think it's pretty good. Smart Ball on the Super Nintendo.
Ugh. Nope.
No. How about Yoshi, the whack-ass puzzle game?
Oh, the Game Freak did that?
Yeah, apparently.
Ugh.
It's fine. It's fine. That's the one where like you have the Mario on the bottom and he's doing waiter shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did that, what do you call it? That game on Genesis, didn't they? The one where you bounce around? The red dude?
Yes. Yes, Pulseman.
Pulseman, yeah, there you go.
That game is awesome. How about this? Did you ever try Mario and Wario? On the
I
Super
know I
Nintendo?
did, but I don't remember it.
It's the one that requires the mouse to play.
Yes, I did play that one. Yeah, you're like guiding them to the exit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's a good game. Very good game, actually. What else do we have next? Pulseman, like I said before. That game was not really released in the US in any meaningful way, but if you can hunt it down, it kicks ass. It is basically the Pokemon team doing their take on Mario. How about Jelly Boy 2?
No.
It's also for the Super Nintendo. Super pastel platformer, kind of like this game. And we'll probably give it a shot when we start playing our unreleased games series. We're going to be starting up after we take care of some of these fan requests from y'all. What is this? Did this ever get released? Okay. Then we get a shitload of Pokemon games forever. Drill Dozer. Harmonite 2012. Oh, they've had a lot more new ones recently. How about Tembo the Badass Elephant?
No.
Excellent game. Very, very fun platformer. You buy it cheap. Giga Wrecker? I don't even know what that is. A puzzle platformer game made by Game Freak that's based around demolitions? That sounds sweet. How have I never played this? Oh, everyone hates it. Answering my own questions. And also a game called Little Town Hero, which has Toby Fox involved making the soundtrack from Undertale.
Okay.
And that one came out in 2020. I've never played or heard of that either. So yeah, that's the entirety of their development history for 40 years. The interesting thing about Game Freak as a company is they started out as a zine maker. Like, they started with the zines and then raised money to buy their first development kit and make Mendel Palace.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. You can actually read some of the original Game Freak fanzines online. There are scans, so you can
Kind of
track
makes
down.
you wonder what would have happened if it had ever taken off.
Honestly, I don't know, because
Game Freak had ever gone anywhere, you know?
Yes. Sendernath is taking off. Good evening, Sendernath.
Bye.
I think that the interesting thing about that to me is how frequently Pokemon has propped up Nintendo's other businesses. Like, since 97.
Yeah.
You don't get those, like, Zeldas with 7-year development cycles unless you're pumping out Pokemon shit every single year.
Yeah. I feel like if you're on the teams that are pumping out the yearly Pokemon, you start to resent the other teams that get like time to work on their games.
The amount of, like, insane bugs and stuff that came out of that most recent Pokemon game it's been a delight to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The doubling your move speed by using 2 controllers, especially, just that's like perfect jank. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's some GoldenEye ass shit.
Oh my god, I forgot you could do that.
Yeah. Well, GoldenEye just moving diagonally was faster.
That's true. Josh Ateel says, I wonder if that would be valid speedrun tech. And I think there were legit debates over that. Can't tell you the answer, but
Hey,
that whole
Shorty.
speedrunning culture feels very different. Hey, Shorty.
Hey, Shorty, I'm over here. Back that ass up.
Calling out to the shorties from my alligator tank.
I want an alligator I want a tank that's like sized proportional to me, like a Power Wheels to my daughter. You know, like.
So you basically want like a sit-down game cabinet that's real.
Yeah.
That's also a functional tank.
Yeah. It's gotta explode.
What are you gonna use your tank for, dude? You live in the burbs. You will take out someone's basketball hoop. That's basically a Civil War shit.
Do you remember that guy that like built his own tank? He was like disgruntled about like property taxes or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Killdozer guy.
Yeah. Did he kill anybody, or is it cool to think that's awesome?
Let me double check.
Okay. Yeah. One of those things where I'm like, on paper.
I'm reading. Let's see. This is very complicated. Holy shit, dude! The Killdozer itself is terrifying.
Oh, have you not seen it before?
I've seen like photos at a distance. There's one up close in the Wikipedia article. It's like you don't realize that concrete was used to attach steel. That's a lot. D. Martin said he didn't kill anyone, but he did destroy a lot of his enemies' property, though. And I think he did commit suicide, I believe, at the end.
Okay, well that's I don't remember how long ago that was either.
04. 04, like not that long ago. Or maybe a long time. God damn, dude, I'm old.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, not that long ago. 18 years? Oh,
And graduating high school.
you know what's been
R.I.P.
for whatever reason for the past like year, I in my head I've been convinced I was 38.
Okay.
It's one of those things where you just like don't really pay attention. You don't do the math, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm 38. People ask me how old I am. I'm 38. I just realized I'm 37
Oh,
a month
brother.
ago, and it seriously feels like going back in time. It felt amazing.
You finally regained some power over Big Calendar.
Yeah, for sure. All the
I,
smoke in
I,
the world isn't going to save you now. Oh, I
feel free to
won't.
clip that one too.
Yeah.
B. Martin Jesus. It's easier to make than you think. Not that I've helped make a killdozer or anything. Well, look, we're among friends here. You know, if we got together for a weekend, maybe just had like a fun build a killdozer weekend, I think we could have a good time. Think about all the fumes we could be sharing. Wait, what the hell, dude? There was another tank rampage?
What?
The 1995 San Diego tank rampage? The theft of an M60A3 tank by a local man and the destruction of cars and utilities in suburban San Diego. Why are
Jesus.
there so many tank guys? What
I
the
mean,
hell?
I guess two is a lot. Whoa, that
Just-
explosion's cool.
Oh, wait. No. Okay, you ready? How about the 1993 Australian tank rampage? Something happened in 1990. We opened the gate and people are driving tanks now.
And then wait, okay. When did the first Grand Theft Auto come out?
Mid 90s.
So after the tank rampages.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. It would have been like, I think GTA 1 is 95.
So where were the Senate hearings about real life influencing video games?
Wait, what?
All this talk about like whether or not video games cause people to commit violence. What about how people committing violence causes violence to be portrayed in video games?
I'm sorry. The idea of getting outraged that games are taking things from real life. It's like they're taking basketball away from us and we will not get it back. These 2K people are monsters. They will take your games.
I can
It,
absolutely see people like people going down that road though, just being like, well, if people can play virtual basketball, they won't play real basketball anymore.
oh my god, that was such a thing in the 90s where it was like these kids are playing sports video games, but they're not playing sports outside. What's going on with these crazy, stupid children?
Well, you got trouble, my friends, right here in your Dreamcast.
A version of the Music Man, but you're just selling people extra stock Jaguars. The kids won't be at the pool hall, Mike. They'll be playing Ultra Vortec. I hope that's a Jaguar game, not a 3DO game, or else my credit's going out the fucking window.
Oh my god, nobody clip that.
Nobody, yeah, refuse to clip me. Clip all of the weird cum-related stuff Mike says.
There's not, you know what? Twitch doesn't have the server space.
D. Martin says they never think about real life influencing games like how collecting bugs was used for Pokemon. And that's right. That's why bugs don't exist anymore. No one's collecting them.
Who's the lawyer that sued the gaming companies? It was Jack Thompson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he? I think he's still kicking.
No, I killed him.
See, that's not true because then you would have been like made king of Penny Arcade in 2006. They would have let you take over those guys' life, talented Mr. Ripley style.
I'm not familiar with the talent of Mr. Ripley.
Oh, basically like what if a guy were taking over your life? But what if he were a hot guy? Oh, that'd be scary.
Damn.
right?
What if a hot guy took over my life?
Yeah, what if you got like pod peopled but by like a hotter version of yourself? Would you just let it happen? Hard to say. Hard to say.
Like,
Maybe it's
what do I get out of it?
maybe it's cool in the pod. Maybe the pod is like chill.
Wait,
Like
do they put you in a pod?
I'm spitballing here. I would assume that there's some sort of pod involved. Wouldn't you want there to be? For, like the sake of tradition?
Yeah, maybe. I resent that they gave me a tutorial for this tunnel here. It's like it's the game's called Drill Dozer. You got one move, it's a drill. You come up to something like this, I can't walk through it. What's the first thing I'm gonna do?
You can drill it.
Now I know what it does. Like, don't give me a tutorial. Get rid of that dialogue.
Oh, dude. Drill Dozer was released 1 year after the Kill Dozer. You think it's a pun? That's fucked up. That's fucked you.
What are you gonna do?
What am I gonna? I don't know. It's not like you're gonna get sued by the Kill Dozer guy.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? More like it.
He's doing nothing.
Oh my god, we got dark tonight, folks.
Yeah, we're playing a little loose and fast tonight. That's okay. Dude, I looked up an article on what this Jack Thompson guy is doing, and he's still doing that shit.
What's he up to?
Let's see.
Also,
he's
how old is
70.
he now? 70. There you go.
He's 70. He asserts an association between the rise of crime in New York City to Take-Two, the publisher of Grand Theft Auto, because Take-Two is headquartered in Manhattan.
Okay.
You know, when you work on the crime game, at the end of the day, all this excess crime just like squeezes out the window, and then you got to deal with it. It's disgusting.
Crime.
Big old crime glops everywhere.
They're not disposing of their excess crime in an appropriate way. It's actually draining into the river, which is getting its way into the drinking supply.
There's crime in the aquifer. I woke up and I made my son a beautiful thing of hot chocolate, and then I watched him do 7 graffitis. These quotes are awesome. It made me sick to my stomach, said Thompson when I asked about the first time he saw Grand Theft Auto. It was in my house. I put Grand Theft Auto in a video game console, and it was very disturbing. That's sweet. Just like not describing it.
What console?
I would assume, well, GTA 3, so PS2, right?
I mean, maybe. It was on Xbox, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought Vice City.
Later, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not played a ton of those games. I'll be real.
Do we think Jack Thompson is a PlayStation or Xbox guy? What's his gamer tag?
Like asking a Christian, like, are you more of a like Beelzebub, or are you into Asmodear? What's going on there?
Ooh, we robbing the place.
Jack Thompson once postulated that the DC Sniper was a radicalized gamer based on the fact that investigators found tarot cards inscribed with the words "Call me God" at the crime scenes. He says, you go to all the video game chat rooms and you will have the proclamation of I am God all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah. It really makes you think? I don't know.
Today I learned the Pope is a gamer.
Okay, here's the good stuff. Thompson was disbarred by the Florida Supreme Court in 2007 after being accused of 31 different lawyerly violations. The charges are bleak and include allegations like sending hundreds of pages of vitriolic and disparaging missives, letters, faxes, and press releases, and publicly accusing a judge as being amiable to the fixing of cases. Holy shit! Oh my god, dude.
Him and Joe Lieberman.
Oh my god, like the enemies of the 90s, basically, 90s, 2000s. Joe Lieberman is famous for going on the floor of the Senate with like a
And just
fucking
wiggling around.
a Genesis Enforcer and just wiggling the
Yeah.
light gun. Yeah. I remember when they brought the Super Scope 6 in, which is, I mean, only used in 3 games anyway, but they're teaching our children how to use bazookas.
Uh, excuse me, the Super Scope 6 was packed with 6 games. So, right out of the gate, I should bust out the Super Scope on this sometime.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
You can show off your 3D printed parts. Your swagged out Super Scope.
Oh yeah, my scope fell off cuz
What?
well, no, only cuz I knocked the scope off the Super Scope off the wall the other day trying to do something.
Oh, it's not a QA
Trying to
issue.
do a sick trick.
Yeah, I was doing tech decks over my Super Scope and everything went wrong. Jaime says he's got to be a Wii guy with all the rated E shovelware. Yeah, that guy loved the Wii, I'm assuming. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm betting he hated it because like you could hold it like a gun, and that means
Oh,
that
that's
even a
true.
game of golf could turn into a kinetic style robbery.
Oh my god, don't give me I fucking you've already had me use the like they've had me use these things just facing like up and down. And they're like, "Yo, he's not gonna be able to figure this out."
Oh no. Oh no, Jack Thompson is a Trump guy, a proud evangelical Christian. But there's a redemption story in this article by The Verge. He says we have all been affected by Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
Who is this guy? What is going on?
Which guy is this?
This is still Jack Thompson.
Okay.
So, evangelical Christian Trump guy who had an awakening, except he still thinks video games cause murder?
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool guy. Cool guy. Cool guy. Cool guy. Cool guy. He just seems like, I know this might be sad. He seems really normal now. Like in the
Yeah.
2000s, a guy like this was like, "Oh man, look how wacky he is." It's like there's like 80 guys like this on Twitter right now.
That's fair. Is Jack Thompson on Twitter?
Oh, that would be so sweet. That can't be true. Let's see. Let's see. He is on Twitter.
Oh my god, what?
Dude, can I read you the fucking description of his Twitter account?
I demand you do.
Oh, it might be a fake account. Boo, that sucks.
You read me the fake one anyway. I can pretend.
Outspoken anti-video game activist. That's cans. Hashtag censor obscenity. Right? And successful cases against rap music.
He has successful cases against rap music.
Again, what is against rap? Like someone took rap music in the court of law? Like it's not you're not arresting or you're not like bringing an individual to trial or a group to trial. It's like I'm putting all of hip hop on trial.
Okay, and Mr. Music, what do you have to say for yourself?
We've elected 3 people to represent all of music. Here's the 8th descendant of Bach, and here's Boss Skaggs and Jay-Z, and that's all. That's everybody. Those are all the musicians. The Jack Thompson website is golden. It's golden. What are your children playing? How much adult content is in the games? Is it suitable? Is the rating any good? Does it prevent children from buying things they shouldn't be able to buy? Where can you go for more information? Jack Thompson is one of the most outspoken opponents of sexuality and violence in video games. Along with other notables such as Hillary Clinton, Jack Thompson has sent literally hundreds of letters.
That's like not that many, I feel like. As long as he's been active.
Can you imagine, like, yeah, I'm a successful I'm a successful lawyer. I've taken several cases to trial, and not only that, I won and beat all of hip hop. But also, I've written several letters. Some very serious letters, guys.
You know when people say somebody should write a letter? Sometimes I do that.
8 to 12 times a day.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame because he's really got Poster's mentality, and he could have achieved a lot.
Oh my god, yes.
He could have been out there, and he could have called himself like Traditional Jack or something. And then every time there's a new Call of Duty level released, he can talk about how like it reminds him of degeneracy or something. B. Martin G says he's anti-Black Lives Matter. He's got to hate rap. Oh, then I did a bad job of explaining. He's pro-Black Lives Matter. Have fun with that one. Trad Jack. That's right. Yeah, he's a complicated bird. Oh, there you go. This dog kicks ass. This is a cool fight. Oh no, Martin, you're good. I read everything fast and likely miss some details. It happened. I'm tired and the words are barely falling out of my mouth right now.
Yeah, we could probably end soon. I am also getting pretty tired.
We can finish this level.
If I play this too much longer, I will be drill dozing.
Hey! You mean sleeping, y'all.
I'm gonna make like a shepherd and fuck off.
Classic British thing.
Make like a tree and get the fuck out of here.
You are destroying police robots with your drill. That's pretty great.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, Jack Thompson. That Twitter account I found is a huge bummer because it's like, I wish it were true. There are so many good tweets. Like this one. Bully contains homosexual activities between the main character and other male students. What a great country.
Okay, so is he into it?
I don't know. Imagine thinking Bully is like really great for gay folks. They're promoting their agenda.
That's how they get you.
Exclusively through Rockstar Games. You don't want to know what happens during Rockstar Games table tennis, Mike.
What happens?
A lot of behind the scenes gay activities.
Table tennis.
Yeah. It's a pool of degeneracy.
You ever wonder why they say 30 love?
Oh god.
I won't apologize.
You shouldn't, but I shouldn't have laughed either. You went from taking apart a cop robot to murdering clowns real quick.
That's a career path.
So overall, it looks like this has been having a good time with this one tonight.
Yeah, this one's alright.
Usually, if we're not talking about how bad it is, it's pretty decent.
Yeah. I have 2 speeds.
I think the nice thing about this game is that overall it's just kind of very well put together. So even if it doesn't do anything unique, it's pretty and feels good. Good enough. You maybe have to pick that thing up and put it on the platform that's orange?
It was already on the platform that's orange. That's where I got it from.
Well, fuck this. Bullshit. I'm glad it looks fun to you, D. Martin. Appreciate y'all sticking around for us. We had some technical difficulties at the start. Good enough. The best kind of review. Honestly, I wish people would say more shit like that. Where it's like, yeah, this game's cool. It's fine. Have some
Oh,
fun
there's
with it.
only one that's facing the opposite direction. I gotta match it up.
Oh. Look at you. Look at you with
I'm
your big.
really good at video games.
Are you playing this on the Mister?
Yeah.
B. Martin G says, some of the games I had the most fun with were just good enough. That's true. That's real true, actually. I have a catalog of like NES games that are not good that I'm very sweet for.
You know what's not on that list?
Hmm.
Kickmaster. That game's too good.
Yeah, Kickmaster's fucking awesome. I would never disrespect it like that. Wrath on the Black Manta, on the other hand, stay mid, baby.
Let's kill more clowns.
Yeah, you are just straight up putting a drill in their stomach. It's cool. Do you think the clowns are supposed to be cops?
I mean, they got riot shields.
They got the hats. Those are some blue ass hats right there. I do like the little Chun-Li hop you can do by jumping on people's heads over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, another boss. There we go. This will be a good place to end.
Yeah. That's definitely a cop, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, no, clearly.
Yeah. It looks like a printer.
Oh.
Oh, you have to do the screw. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see the thing you were saying about not really feeling like there are a ton of stakes, though. I mean, this level's been long-ish, but it's not like you're ever really seriously in danger or anything.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the puzzle elements have been really great.
It feels like the default combat isn't that interesting, but like the boss fights seem to be pretty alright. Nothing too fancy, but like, you know, I kind of expect all of them to be based around the drill.
Come on. Just do it. This is very annoying. I hate ones where you just have to like wait for them to do the right attack.
Yeah. Especially if they get stuck in a loop and you're sitting there just like waiting for 2 or 3 minutes.
Oops. This guy doesn't have a health bar for some reason.
No, I think it's showing you how fucked up he is by showing how far the screw's falling out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
never mind. He's dirt anyway.
Get fucked.
Hop under that gravestone, homie. You're done for.
Why don't you hop under there real quick?
Let's just slide on down to the open grave.
Just crawl in there. Yeah, let's go back to the trailer. Get fixed up.
Stage complete. Or not. You might just be getting on a van. Who knows?
Alright. Give me an option to save my game.
But there's some talking to do.
Alright,
Hey, there we
progress
go.
has been
There.
saved.
Let's go, folks. Thank you for coming by tonight, everybody. It was nice to see you. Hope we had a lot of very stupid fun. I know I had some stupid fun. And we will see you next week. We're probably going to be getting our Sim Ant on.
Yeah. Maybe I'll see if I can get the DOS version set up by then, or we could do the Super Nintendo version, or I guess
Yeah,
let us know what you want.
absolutely. Seeing you soon. Thank you for swinging by, D. Martin G. Jaime, Sendernath, everybody who stopped by tonight. We always appreciate seeing you. Catch you next week.
Bye.